Here's a man who's had some experience with some crazy, wacky, family, fun time holidays. He's an actor, and a comedian, and an author. His story is from his book, The Life and Times of a Hollywood Bad Boy. Please welcome Pat Mulligan. Thanksgiving that made grown men go, ew. I come from a staunch background, Irish Catholic alcoholic, and I got relatives to prove it. Thanksgiving, circa 1955, Syracuse, New York. It was one of the few times that my old man was home for the holiday. To tie into our last performer's fabulous presentation. My last name is Mulligan, so I refer to my mother as Phyllis, and I'm happy to say that Phyllis is still with us today at age 87. At the time, she was a drunk as well. Beer crusher, I guess. Back then, women used to drink and smoke during pregnancy. That didn't affect me any. After my last sibling, David, was born, my old man got sentenced to 10 years in Attica State Prison. So Phyllis jumped on the wagon, which was connected to the Jesus train, and hasn't had a drink since. So 57 years now. My grandparents, Harold and Esther, divorced, were also in attendance. Harold was an accomplished journalist in the 20s, and by the 50s he had become an accomplished drunk. The event was my Uncle Jack, my Aunt Helen, and their 5 kids, all gathered around a big dining room table. Now, my Uncle Jack was a big drunk. His drunkenness had some panache. He would often expound on the science of drinking. He once said, if you want to be a successful drunk, you gotta eat. You gotta drink, but you gotta eat. And my Aunt Helen was no stranger to booze either. And as for my cousins, we all grew up to be great drinking buddies. Now, I've had a lot of alcoholic relatives, both men and women. But it seems that the women have done better somehow. And that's because I think that women are just more sensible than men. Of course, there are exceptions. My grandmother, in spite of her penchant for inebriation, she had out. She moved upwards. And it was like an arc from her mouth to the turkey. And it hit the turkey right smack dab in the middle of the bird. And the vomit time was lengthy. One long hurl. The arc to puke. Her puke splattered from the turkey onto some of the other goodies on the table. It was quite shocking and disgusting. It was so gross that even the grown men at the table went, Now, ew was a sound that young teenage girls make with their gross down. The men went teenage girls on us. It was pathetic. Well, after the pandemonium settled a bit, Master Jim looked at the so-called Mentos, still like our cocktail, so I'm sure it will be quite merry. And when it comes dinner time, I hope that Tisa's tummy is settled, and there's nothing turkey.